moments ago. Here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Go to 54, go to 54. Hey, 47. 26.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Get out.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
There you go. Go. Get out there.
On second down, Elliott. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football.
You're not going anywhere, man. What are you doing? You can't get past me. Right into a brick wall. Swing to the fit, right. To the right.
Boston Scott, his first carry. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their 38. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Our first carry now for Jordan Howard. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Gotta go. Blue.
This is Howard on second down. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Howard all alone in the backfield on second and goal. Trying to punch it in with Howard. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Here's Prescott. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Akeem Hicks in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They just get the play off. Now Prescott. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the... And got his man complete. A big play here for the Cowboys. 41 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking deep in the direction of... The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. Cooper was the target there.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll start with a give to Cohen, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They go play action. Trubisky going up top. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And some strong running. Being chased out left. Oh, Prescott stripped. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry, and now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to set.
Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Off the play fake. Here's Trubisky. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
And the kick by Butker is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So not sure how they feel about that. They had golden field position to start the drive after the fumble recovery, but they went backward and then got 3.
Well, let's go from gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You were talking about the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 26. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Now Cohen. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Blue.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They'll try and pick it up with Cohen. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. From the shotgun is Trubisky. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Well, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be third down.
That was a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that one. Wide receivers work on a little bit more.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Prescott from the gun. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
And it's a fumble. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Red up. 18. Red up.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. They start on the ground with Elliott. Room to run inside the 40. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's finish now. Then we're going to 53.
They go play action here on 1st down. Rolling to his right. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Cooper was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
We go 47. We go 46, 46. 26. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
You see it? You see it?
On 1st down, Trubisky. Now Trubisky lost the football. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing here, Trubisky. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky.
3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Going right side here, and that's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Off the play fake, Prescott. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that. He said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going, and being able to make a play on the football.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. Looking deep down, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10.
Hey. Get out. Done. Here we go. 47. 26.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, count. 26.
From the red zone now, Prescott. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. Intended that time for Cooper. Nine seconds to play. Likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Yardage back near midfield at the 49. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They go play action with Trubisky. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he's way down into Dallas territory inside the Cowboy 15. A huge play there for Chicago. 61 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, he strung it out as far as he could, and I like the fact that he kept his eyes downfield, but he finally ran out of time and room. But I'll take that over forcing it downfield and possibly having it intercepted.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Now Trubisky to throw on second. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
We go. You see it? You see it?
They'll run forward to Tariq Cohen. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Back at the 2 now. Here's second and goal. They give it to him running left. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears will add on to their lead. A good hold of these these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Butker now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
A second down throw for Prescott. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
26. Hey, 47.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a fourth down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
It's taken to the 26. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, the fact you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Let's go. We're on the ball after this. Hey, 18. Blue. Hands up. Get up. Right 80.
On second down, here's Trubisky. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
The Bears on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Lock in.
Play action. Now Trubisky. Flushed out right. Looking deep for Gabriel. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big gain of 39 on third.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Anderson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears will extend their lead. And this one through the uprights and good. Butker now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, twisting away. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's coming now. Gun. 26.
Now Prescott. That is caught at the 7. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And again, it's Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. C.J. Anderson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys cut into that lead. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2.
Check. Crunch. 26.
Prescott yet again. And that's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent is really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Trubisky to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
The Bears on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey. We got three. Three down.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. This is taken at about the 14. Dances by him. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Under.
Prescott off play action. On the move to his left. And his throw here is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. And they'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's going to go down again. Eddie Goldman in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Here we go, 46.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 40. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. 31 yards there and a 1st down. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now it's Trubisky. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. Here's Trubisky. Pass incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pre.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Mitchell Trubisky, and the Bears will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Buying time to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Elliott. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. After the sack here, 2nd and 11.
Here we go, 46. 26. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And the pressure gets to him again. Khalil Mack in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
26. 26.
Prescott now from the 50. He's going to let this one go deep. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Play action. It's Trubisky. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. David Irving in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And the return will stop right around the 25. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Allen Hurns his second touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. This time, the extra point up and good. And that will get them one closer. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he tried it out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let him go out there with a little bit more confidence.
On first down, Trubisky. He's going to try and go deep again. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Trubisky. He's going to air one out. And my goodness, another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Following the fumble recovery, it's Trubisky. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A first down carry by Elliott. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Second down, Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
The Cowboys on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Prescott from the gun. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
It's coming now. Here we go. 180. 26.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
26.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. He got 29 yards that time. They go play action here on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Nick Kwiatkowski. And he is all the way up past the 25. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Oh, Trubisky going to throw. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching in Atlanta, our apologies.
180.
Now Trubisky on 1st down. He's going to wind up and air it out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Second and 10. It's Trubisky again. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on 1st down. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hands up. Hands up.
Looky here, Trubisky wants to throw it. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Taylor Gabriel with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. And he knocks it through. Butker now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided.
Let's go. Let's finish now. Here we go. Here we go. 180. Here we go. Get out. Get out. 26.
One last shot now for Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We want back ends. Wipe my sins. They can't win. No new friends. Football fans. They sleep again. We wake them up. The champs is in.